Hello people of the web, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today you join me as I'm flying over the Vanilla High Fair, a build project where many members of the server have claimed plots and built games and showcase builds, but most builds are miniature versions of projects from all over the server. There is even a few miniature versions of projects I have previously covered on the channel. You might recognise this build as Cucumber Deep, a very large creeper farm, so vast if you stand at one side of the dig, the far side is typically outside of render distance. This is the miniaturised version. The fair is extensive and ever growing. As much as I would like to do a showcase of the whole fair, it simply wouldn't be possible, as new builds and alterations happen every day, and I don't think it will ever stop. It can also be difficult to get shots with so many other builds around, and on top of that, it would likely take me years to record due to my work responsibilities. There are many mini builds that I'm sure I will showcase from time to time, but today I'd very much like to show you one of my favourite builds from the fair, the Apollo rocket, built by Carl_71. In order to show it off, I have downloaded a schematic of the build and placed it in a super flat world. One of the unanticipated quirks of moving this build to a super flat world is that we now have bunnies roaming around, which is a bonus. Everyone likes rabbits. They're delicious in a stew. Carl put the time in to write out the notice board showing the timeline of the Apollo project. I'd encourage you to pause the video and read through it, or better yet, go watch a documentary on it. After my video, that is. This build shows Apollo 11, famous for putting Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong on the moon. I can't help but wonder about Michael Collins though, the third man who had to stay aboard the command module, just as important to the mission but rarely remembered. Apollo 11 used a Saturn V rocket to launch into space. I was actually lucky enough to see one on display when I visited the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. I don't suppose now would be a time to mention that I don't actually like heights. I'm always amazed to see some of the details people find the time to put in, like using magma blocks on the bottom of the thrusters, or how Carl has built the US flag with 6 blocks and a button. It's not a perfect replica, but it's clear what it's supposed to be. Remember, this is a survival build. My mind boggles just thinking about how much quartz had to be gathered. I hope you enjoyed looking at this very impressive build with me. If you could help out my channel by liking the video or subscribing, it really would mean the world to me. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye now.